to be honest, when I saw David was on my advisory list in August, I was really relieved and excited because I knew that no matter the activity or the conversation, that he would participate and get everyone else to participate. So I was really excited to have him, and he has continued to make advisory time really fun for all of us. David, if he is in your group, that means you are going to have a good time. David exudes excitement, and he can brighten up any situation. He is authentically himself, and our whole community is better for it. I'm so excited that you've chosen to come to Collegiate for high school. Not just because it'll be a great place for you, but also selfishly I'm excited to see you around campus moving forward. David is just awesome, and his speech is awesome too. So without further ado, David Berzansky.
Why fit in when you were born to stand out? Dr. Seuss. At the beginning of my middle school journey, I didn't stand out. I was quiet, reserved, and I cared more about school than any other part of my life. I think I did this mainly because of anxiety. I was obsessed with my grades and how I performed academically. If I was quiet, I would be like everyone else and no one could say anything bad about me. I was scared of being judged and what others might think if I was too different. Then when the pandemic hit, all social interaction halted to a stop. Sometime during the year-long quarantine, I was done with being quiet. When I came back to in-person school, I stood out. I was so happy to be back at school again, even if it was only for a few months before summer break. I vividly remember Miss Edelin saying something along the lines of, "David, you are so much more energetic in person than I thought you were over Zoom." And the truth is, I really was. I remember having a big smile on my face every day I walked into Ms. Riker's advisory. Being able to actually have class with other kids and have my teachers be right there in person was exhilarating. I remember those 3 months as ones filled with laughter and fun. Flash forward to today, and I'm just as energetic and bubbly as back in 6th grade. I am so grateful for so many of my peers who have shaped me into the person I am today. From the good memories to the bad, I wouldn't be where I am today without my friends. Whenever I am upset or going through a hard time, my friends are there for me, and I really appreciate that. Having good friends and building relationships is a very important aspect of middle school that I am very grateful for. My friends make me happy, and school online without them just wasn't the same. It was okay for a bit, but then school became boring. I am so grateful that the rest of middle school could be back to regular in-person teaching. I have always loved history and learning about other cultures. So in 7th grade, when I had the opportunity to sign up for the Kuna Club, I immediately did. Kuna stands for Kentucky United Nations Assembly. If you don't know what Kuna is, it is a 3-day conference where you are assigned a country to research. You can create posters or write a resolution about an issue in your nation. Kuna has helped me with my public speaking and debating skills. The conference helps you build closer relationships with the people at your school and new people from other schools. When you're debating your resolutions, you have to talk with other kids and you get to know them. Some people I met at Kuna and KYA I still keep in touch with, and I'm very glad I met. The country I researched for Kuna was Finland. However, Finland doesn't have many problems, so instead our group used Finland as a model nation for what a good government looks like. Finland doesn't have many human rights issues and has constantly been ranked at the top for the happiest country. Kuna showed me how privileged I am to get an education in life like this, since the majority of the population do not. I have also always loved acting in plays and musicals ever since I was really little. Musicals have always been a good way I can express myself and create relationships with other people that go to my school and others who don't. I remember being in the musical Frozen in 5th grade with Elise, Margaret, and Molly, and having so much fun and laughing every practice. Even though it sounds cliche, I know I will hold these happy memories with me forever. When COVID hit, I stopped doing musicals and didn't do any until this past winter when I was an ELF junior at school. Participating in ELF made me realize how much I liked the thrill of being on stage in a musical. I look forward to participating in more musicals in the years to come in the other school. In the beginning of middle school, I didn't really enjoy sports. I was never really good at any sports and didn't have fun doing them. As middle school went on, however, I started finding sports I really enjoyed and was good at. In the fall of 7th grade, I participated in cross country. I had never really liked or been good at running. Honestly, I think the only reason I did the team was because my friends were running. However, by the end of the season, I really liked cross country, and this is mostly because of my coach's support. I eventually did get faster the more I ran. I remember being really nervous at the first meet, and therefore I was kind of slow. After that, I got less nervous, and each practice I would get faster. Soon, I didn't have to walk much at all, and I was running through most of the workout. I may not have been the fastest on the team, but I still had fun. So much fun that I ran cross country again in 8th grade. The winter of 7th grade, I tried swim team for the first time since 1st grade. I was really scared to try swim team again, but my coaches were extremely patient and helpful. After the first meet, I immediately knew it was going to be my sport. I loved the meets, the team, environment, and everything to do with the sport. I slowly progressed and got faster and stronger. This was as a result of me liking the team so much and really enjoying the sport, combined with a supportive environment and frequent practices. I did swim again this year and loved it just as much as the year before. The middle school swim season ends in December, and in the beginning of January, I was faced with a decision. Stop swimming till next season or try swimming on the varsity team. I loved swim team and didn't want the season to end, so I wanted to try the varsity team. At first, the practices were really hard compared to middle school, but I stuck with it, and each week the practices got easier the more I swam. I always like to be the best at everything I do, but on the varsity team, I was not even close to being the best. At first, it was scary because I put a lot of pressure on myself to be the best, but over time, I became okay with being on the bottom. A few weeks ago, I participated in the regional swim meet and got a PR of 29.65 seconds in my 50 freestyle event. The harder practices on the varsity team and feeling like I had a little more to prove drove me to work harder and achieve my best time in the event. I didn't make it to state, but I was so proud of the effort I put in paying off. I couldn't have done it without my teammates and coaches. In the spring of 7th grade, I tried the track team. This was mostly because I enjoyed cross country and wanted to give track a try. I remember when we were about to have our first meet, our coaches asked us who wanted to do what field events or hurdles. I didn't know which one I wanted to do, so I said, I guess I'll try hurdles. Coach Lawrence was a little skeptical at first and didn't want me to get hurt, but that only made me want to work harder to make her proud. Every time I was going over the hurdles, it felt like I was conquering a different issue with each jump I took. Whether it was self-doubt, negative drama, or other problems in life, I felt mentally and physically stronger as a result of the track team. With the help of Mr. Otani and Coach Lawrence, I got better at my events and got faster and faster. That spring was a very hard time for me, packed with drama, and to those who were there for me, I am forever grateful. Track practices were something I could always look forward to at the end of the day, and that's why I'm running track again this spring. Sports have been a really good way for me to build relationships with my friends and make new friends at the same time. I have always liked and tried hard at school. I pushed myself to be the best I can. Throughout middle school, I have put pressure on myself to get good grades. I have always loved history class and studying the world. I find it so interesting to learn about different cultures and parts of Earth. Learning about our past sets us up to have a better future. Everyone needs to know the good and the bad in our history to help make a better future and environment for all. Every history teacher I've had throughout middle school has inspired my love of history to grow even more in their own unique way. I feel like my writing has grown immensely since the start of middle school. In 5th grade, I remember struggling to write my history speech about ancient Greece or how short answer questions on a test were the hardest thing ever. Now we don't take a month to write a speech, but instead we may write one in less than an hour. Back then I struggled with argumentative writing and opinion pieces, but was good at creative writing. Now not only am I better at persuasive writing, but I also enjoy it more than fiction. When it came to projects, I was quite a perfectionist. This was mostly because I wanted my presentation to be the best out of everyone, and therefore I would set very high standards for myself. I would work for hours at a time till I was happy with what I had achieved. In 5th grade Spanish, we had to illustrate a book we were reading for homework. Analyzing the writing wasn't the hardest part for me. Instead, I struggled most with drawing the cartoon strip. I wanted everything to be right and wanted it to look the best I could make it. Sometimes I would spend an hour or two on this drawing when I could have achieved the same grade in 10 minutes. I wanted to make sure there was no way I couldn't get a good score. Sometimes I definitely want things a certain way, but I found out more about what to worry about and what not to. I've learned that I can't control everything in life, and it's better just to try to control what I think is important and skip over the little stuff. Middle school has been a real time of growth and learning for me. In 7th grade, I learned how to be more social and make stronger relationships with my friends. I also, however, learned a lot about drama and gossip. I'm not proud to say that I did a lot of stupid stuff in 7th grade, but the most important thing is I learned from all of it. Not only has middle school been a lesson for what to say and what not to, it has also been a lesson on how to handle certain emotions and situations. I try to think about all the bad and ugly experiences I've had throughout middle school as teaching moments for me to grow into a better person in our school's community and in life. There's nothing I can do to change situations that have set me from my past, but I can plan for what to do in the future. I can plan how I can remove myself from those situations and how to stop those instances from occurring. Emotionally, I've always been an anxious person throughout my life. Middle school has been a chance to recognize those emotions and how to deal with them. In 7th grade, there were many stressful and anxiety-filled moments for me. I didn't know how to handle them because some of them were new feelings. Now I've grown to recognize what those feelings are and how to control them. I'm in no way saying I am perfect or have all of my anxiety under control, but I've definitely learned how to resolve those unhappy emotions. So many people have made a very big impact on my life and me as a person, and I am very grateful for that. I would like to dedicate this speech to Ms. Bunn, Coach Lawrence, my Aunt Holly, and my Aunt Stacy. These 4 people have made an immense impact on who I am today, and my life would not be the same without them. I would like to first thank my swim coach and French teacher, Ms. Bunn, for always rooting for me and for listening when I needed to talk. Whenever I needed a good laugh or good advice, she was there for me. She helped make French class and swim meets a fun and happy environment. To Coach Lawrence, thank you for helping me and standing up for me when I couldn't stand up for myself and no one else did. She has helped me learn many important skills and lessons I will hold on to for the rest of my life. She has pushed me to be better as a person in school and in running. Both Coach Lawrence and Ms. Bunn, though they are different, have taught me that being myself is enough and how to not compromise my personality for others. To my Aunt Stacy, thank you for starting my love of cooking. Whatever food she'd made for as long as I can remember has always been delicious. She has also taught me important values and life lessons. Lastly, to my Aunt Holly, who has encouraged my love for other cultures and adventure. She has taught me to be a brave and strong person. I have many funny and happy memories of our time together. I want my peers to remember me as a symbol for being yourself unapologetically. Whether it's being open about how confused I am in math class, if I'm wearing acrylic nails to school with my friends, or singing to Flo Millie in study hall, I will stay true to myself. I would rather be myself than hide behind silence out of fear, because people will talk and dislike you either way. I take great pride in proving people wrong and surprising others when I'm different from the box they try to put me in. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? Dr. Seuss. If you ask me, I definitely stand out, and not just because I'm tall. I now know the importance of being the true you and not compromising to fit others' molds. And if middle school has taught me anything, it's to enjoy and appreciate the good times and try not to get too caught up in the bad. When I get older, I want to look back at my middle school experience as one filled with many memorable moments and a time of personal growth. And I'm happy to say I think I will be able to.